Alright, Shin. Let's see you reach it. Reach the level of the gods. What's up, guys? Welcome to you. Here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 155 of Sakamoto Days, which is known as Melee. And honestly, I'm quite excited. If you did not know, this is a very, very pivotal point in Shin's development. Of course, I'm in the camp that, at least so far, outside of like Uzuki, if he even counts, considering we don't fully know if he's actually, I think he is. I think he's from the orphanage. So Uzuki may be the only one. But essentially, I don't think any of the, orphanage kids actually really, well, they scale too, but individually none of them really scale too equally or above the order members. We saw Gaku lose, it's mainly Gaku. Gaku lost to Nagamo. And currently, Shishiba was holding down a 2v1 against two people who were definitely trying to execute him, while they definitely had some sort of advantage, aka the jumping. So, Shin hopping in, he's gonna get some low order relativity for the first time in forever. So, I'm excited. Let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Ready. 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, this is going to be interesting. Notably, he did intercept Haruma last chapter, and it seems like Melee's opening up with him 1v1ing Haruma. So, this is going to be an interesting matchup. Mainly because, at least from what I remember, Shin, he kind of faced a strength type. But, Hanuma is very specifically in a league, exclusively with him and Hyo. It's what Shishiba mainly notes about him. He doesn't even note, the whole sports aesthetic that Haruma has going on. He very specifically notes, whoa, this brute's got strength like Hyo. So, I think this is the first time we're gonna see Shin go 1-to-1 with a guy who's all about physicals. Which may be a good thing, in the sense that Haruma doesn't seem to have too complex a fighting style, and once you figure out his motif, you may be able to figure out a way around him rather simply, and plus of course Shin has his clairvoyance. But at the same time, if Shin gets grazed once, he's cooked. That's the big reason I'm scared. If he gets hit once, sure, with the glove, he managed to intercept one of Haruma's tosses that was aiming for Sakamoto. But he's got one glove. He can only use it so many times. This man's in danger. I have genuine fear for Shin. But I'm still excited for Shin, so let's take a look. Don't perish, Shin. He'll be alright. After all, he has ESP. Once again, the only superpower. Or at least, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm not remembering. I was looking through last week's time. No one corrected me when I said it last week either. But does anyone else have, superpowers? Actual straight up, superhuman, not regular. We don't have espers or, ESP people in our world. So, is there anyone else in Sakamoto Days who's confirmed to have one? I think it's mainly just Shin. Not even any of the orphanage kids who have, I guess technically Carolina Reaper does. But, I can low-key kind of see the logistics, because we know people in our real world can breathe fire. It's just Carolina Reaper likely has an extreme version of it. Just like with Haruma, people can do crazy things with shot puts, javelins, spears, and all that. But of course, Sakamoto Days ups it to the next level. There's still some sort of basis in reality. We don't have ESP people, unless you want to let me know you're an ESP person. Let me know. But with that being the case, Shin's really a weird exception in that. Because, even the most high-tier characters in the verse, Sakamoto didn't have, a superpower. Not, a superhuman ability. He just was superhuman. Same thing with characters like Nagamo, same thing with characters, heck, who, whether or not you believe Prime Sakamoto is the true peak of the verse, or Takamura is the true peak of the verse, both are arguably number 1 and number 2. They're up there. So far, no one else has been stated, relative, or has been given the same narrative weight or feat weight or anything like that as those two. And even they don't have superpowers. They're just really, really strong and really, really fast and really, really skilled. So it's interesting that Shin's the only one. I wonder if we're gonna run into more of him, because Suzuki-sensei has been very specifically going out of their way to make sure that while these characters have extreme abilities, it's not explicitly superhuman. It's simply not. It's close, but it's not there. But I'm interested. He'll be alright. After all, he has ESP. I can't use my ESP. Oh, he's cocked. He's cocked now. He's cocked now. Was this established? Did I forget? Why can he not use his ESP? Shin's ESP isn't working because oh no. And he has to fight in order. How did he block that? Wait, but his eyes were glowing last chapter, weren't they? At the end of last, maybe it was just the way his pupils were drawn. But like, I could have sworn at the end of 154, he had like, not just the clairvoyance, but the future sight activated. And that's how he was able to intercept the spear. Did he just intercept the spear because Harumo was holding back? How's Shin cook? We're not going to lose Shin though, right? Like, we're not going to lose Shin. Though now I do have Jay. How's he going to get out of this one? Shishiba's going to have to carry. Stay hydrated, folks. Let me see. Now, where's that bravado from before? What's it? I do love it. Notably, it's... I do find it funnier when he does just straight up have an implement. Like, if you remember when he went to get the trader from the JAA, he literally pulled up with an actual shot put. Like, he pulled it out of his back pocket and then played volleyball with it, weirdly enough. Like, he didn't actually shot put it. Like, he didn't... No, he, like, served it. Boom. And he did the same thing when he came out the elevator. Not the elevator. The helicopter. So I do find it funnier when he does have actual pieces of sport equipment on him to use as weapons. But it is still very cool to see him use that superhuman strength to manipulate the environment in his own way. Notably, two of the... And I wonder if that's based on Sakamoto. But probably not. Probably it's just like circumstantial things. But two of the orphanage kids are very specifically environment users. Not to the level of Sakamoto, especially not Prime Sakamoto or even Teen Sakamoto, obviously. Well, actually, who knows? Kumanomi is kind of like stupid with the environment usage. And like a good kind of stupid, not a bad kind of stupid. Like, she's just different with it. So maybe Kumanomi is like the one who comes to the level of Prime Sakamoto, or like at least gets close. Or the level of Sakamoto. I won't say Prime. No one seems to be Prime Sakamoto. But with that being the case... It's still so funny. Like, did he just grip? And, like, how did it come out so perfectly? Like, did he straight do a rotation with his hand and then lift it up? Or did he just... It was the perfect size. He was like, oh, this is a discus shape. And lobbed it, bro. That's crazy. Now, where's all that bravado from before? Why am I giving him the Escanor voice? I mean, it's Haruma. I'll give it to Haruma. Now that I finally have his name. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me so often. Thank you, too, Googler. You've been instrumental to this one. But let's see. But notably, Shin's dodging. No, he is. I mean, I guess Haruma's low-key telegraphing everything, and he clearly isn't really taking Shin too seriously. Because, like, he's not an order member. And unlike Sakamoto, who do they even recognize Sakamoto? I think the orphanage kids do. I think they know. I think Uzuki told them. But, like, if you're not an order member, you shouldn't be a problem for them. So I wouldn't be shocked if Haruma was like, whatever, and just lobbed it gently. Because otherwise, I don't know how a Shin with no ESP is doing anything to someone who was able to tag Shishiba seemingly enough numerous times. Maybe you can argue that was mostly Kumanomi in their battle, but still, look at Haruma. Basically, after an extensive battle with Shishiba, he has like maybe 1 or 2 marks on him? 3, possibly, from an actual order member. Shin is not order level, so I'm worried. Let's see. That's the spirit. He's genuinely just playing around. Uh-oh. Okay. That is neat, though. You know what? I guess because it fits his advantage right now. Like, it's always good to have a 2-man and a 2-man. Like, you do not want to run solo and do it. Well, I mean, I do know. I've heard of, and I've seen it before. I've seen people go absolutely insane once they're left alone. Like, I don't know what happens. It's only, like... At least in a game I was a part of or was watching. I don't really play games of that type, but I was in a call and I was watching someone else play. And for some reason, when their 3-man squad got reduced to a 1-man squad versus 2 3-man squads, that man snapped. He's never done it since. It was 3 years ago, but that man went insane and clutched up and let out a scream that had me pouring out my ears. He might as well have yelled like Yang Chen from the Avatar novels and just started dripping juice straight from my ears. But that's it. Normally, I get why Shishiba's going out of his way to save Shin. Right? Because, like, even if he's just a warm body, as long as he locks in, he was able to block one of Haruma's things while he was aiming to presumably at least stop Sakamoto. So Shishiba's like, I need you around so you can stall, so I can run ones. And just like Nagumo, I can slam these. Like, I'm confident. I know all the Shishiba fans kind of weren't happy, considering he was the only one who seemed to take major damage. But hey, he's running a 2v1. Leave him be against specifically order mimics. Like, it's okay that he took some damage. But for Shishiba fans out there, I 100% believe, and I've seen the consensus going around, yeah, if Shishiba was actually running ones with either Kumanomi or Haruma, he would have won by now. In fact, ironically enough, I believe it was, I forget who, if it was Haruma, I think it was Kumanomi who was like, go ahead, I'll stay here and take care of this. Like, if that actually happened, and Haruma just chased the hypothetical Sakamoto and SHIN, I think, while Sakamoto and SHIN were running the 2v1 on Haruma, Shishiba would have shown up a few minutes later. Possibly with Kumanomi's other arm broken off by the hammer. I know that sounds crazy, but once again, it just seems, that seems to be the narrative so far. And it's why I think Haruma nor Kumanomi, which is crazy because Kumanomi already went up against an order member. It technically got one, but like, at least no one else seems to think that Hyo was actually worth anything. And don't get me wrong, I love Hyo. Hyo's fantastic. W Hyo. But like, it seems to be the common consensus that bro was just the weakest order member. Like, no one remotely glazes him at all. Like, the only glaze he gets is for his strength. So like, as an overall combatant, it is impressive that Kumanomi in a 1v2 managed to end up getting rid of Hyo. But not only did she have a massive environmental advantage, but also Hyo was protecting Heisuke, and Heisuke wasn't locked in, and there were civilians around. Like, Kumanomi had a billion different advantages in that 1v2. So, while I will give her credit for it, it was on the weakest member of the order, and she still lost an arm. Shishiba, I'm not sure where he's implied to be. A lot of Shishiba fans have him top 1 in the order, but like, I can definitely see him and Nagumo being relative. Like, competing, like, both are implied to be competing for the top spot in the order. So, Shishiba, he'd get to slamming. But let's see. What's wrong? Why are you moving so slowly? You hurt or something? He's like, dude, really? Really? I invited you to the crew. I asked you to join up with me. And now you're selling? Live on air? What are you cooking right now? No, I'm fine. Thanks, though. I didn't realize that you could lift me up with one hand. The amount of people who can do this is getting shockingly embarrassing. I'm a burden. Yeah, Shin! Get your ESP back up, bro, please. Like, everyone, well, notably, once again, Shishiba's running with straight hands. It's wild to think, like, notably, outside of, like, Osaragi, but I guess it is, like, Osaragi, Shishiba, Takamura, and then it's Nagumo and Kamehite that are, like, the weird ones. But Shishiba does just have hammers. Bro doesn't really have fancy tricks. He just outstats you and outskills you. So, yeah. While Kumanomi and even then, I guess Haruma is also kind of like an outskill you kind of thing. But Shishiba really is kind of just SHIN, if SHIN, like, reallocated his ESP stat points into just better stats. Instead of, like, going down a different evolutionary path, SHIN was just like, I'm just gonna grind. I got it. SHIN was like, I found one hammer. I shall now make it 2 hammers. And we're going from there. And he proceeded to go from there. So, gotta put respect on SHIN's name. Nagumo, he uses tricks, he uses illusions, he uses the multi-tool, he fakes you out, he does a whole bunch of mix-ups and stuff like that are specifically based on his background as a spy, coming from a spy family. Would y'all want me to review Spy Family again? I don't know, I kind of got boring for a little bit. But of course, that's me. I stopped reviewing Spy Family because it got boring and I nearly got strike for it. But, with it being the case, Nagumo's background from a spy family leads into a lot of his fighting style being very unorthodox relative to a lot of the other Sakamoto Days combatants. So, I'll give Nagumo a pass, because that's literally in his biology, it's in his background. But like Shishiba, bro's just hands. He's not confirmed to have anything special. He's just a dude that got real strong organically. So, interesting. Uh-oh. Kumanomi, what you better start cooking? And bro just... He just no-sold another... Man, God, it looks like he just tanked it.
What a glutton for attention.
So I can't tell. Did he use the hair or did he use his bare arm? It's basically... I can't tell. based on the line of impact, it kind of looks like he just bounced off her nail shot off the, like off of this. Unless he has a watch on that wrist, that's great. Like, it doesn't look like it hits the hammer. Like, the impact point looks like it's nowhere near the hammer, so. Okay, Shishiba. I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game.
What a glutton for attention.
I wish I could make, like, sound effects noises. I cannot spontaneously sound like lightning, unfortunately. Let's see.
Well, we won't get anywhere just running. I'm going in. Cover me.
Shishiba, wait! Wait. Like, if you just had to save him, if you just had to cover him, what do you really expect him to do? What's the means and metrics? Like, I don't know. Once again, it's always better to have someone watching your back, even if they aren't as good as you, legally speaking. Like, if I'm... Once again, your boy does not actually play FPSs. But, for example, in Smash Bros., even if I am a better player than my companion, or they're a better player than me, both are equally common in my friend group, if we're running duos, we're always running duos. It doesn't matter who's better. Simply having another body there is always better. So I get what Shishiba's mindset here is, but at the same time, it is a bit risky to do that. Like, you could get yourself in some trouble. But what I assume is, Shishiba's probably just like, he'll wake up or he doesn't wake up. They'd be like that, wouldn't be like that. I'm gonna keep myself safe, and I'll do my best to keep him safe, so I have another set of eyes, but it'd be like that, wouldn't be like that. I'm assuming that's how Osaragi was trained. If she was trained at all. Notably, way back when in the Yotsumoto fight, he just mentions, hey, you know, foreign girls with big saws, they're just in right now. So like, maybe Ozaraki came pre-packaged, just a crazy powerhouse nutcase with extreme abilities. But I presume that in a similar way to Yotsumura, who ended up training Shishiba, Shishiba ended up training Osaragi. And Shishiba's just adapting that sort of training style to Shin, where you just learn on the field. Best of luck, bucko. You make it, you make it. You don't, you don't. But let's see.
The magnet. Heads up.
It'll be okay. I've gotten stronger. I don't have to rely on my ESP. Oh, see, that's what confused me last chapter. I could have sworn, like, is this not the future sight eyes? Huh. I guess that's just him locking in. Alright. Bro weaved. It still got smacked.
Osaragi. You're always spacing out and nobody knows what you're thinking. You're constantly hungry. You're rude. At first...
Oh, wait! We're getting closer... I mentioned her and she shall appear. Alright. Well, not appear, but, like... She's cooking. Alright. And what was that? Magnet... Oh, okay. So she threw a piece of pipe at bro. Once again, though, it does low-key feel like they're babying Shin. Because, like... Shin's not Shishiba levels of durable. If Kumanomi, because it looks like Shishiba dodged that, right? Based on the fact that his hair is in motion. Else he went, like bro did not want to get tagged for good reason. I also wouldn't want to get tagged by a metal pipe, but like Shin should be out from that. No, like Shin, while he's gotten a lot stronger than his starter series self by leaps and bounds, like nothing implies that an attack from Kumanomi that cleanly lands straight on his dome piece. It's not even like Shishiba like knocks it away or deflects it. Like, you can tell Shin's head is all the way back here, but the impact point for where the pipe hit is back here. Bro got... Bro's head should be pierced. But of course, you know, we gotta keep Shin around. But let's see.
But, actually, you're super capable. Where are you right now? Osaragi's hiding in the bathroom because she's...
Osaragi, no! You know, I had genuine hope when her and Amane just weren't in the last chapter. Or no, in the previous chapter, in the opener, they gave like a layout of where everybody was, but then Osaragi and Amane were noted to be missing. I thought Amane had like gone and caught up with Osaragi, was explaining the situation to her, but no, she's generally just chilling in the bathroom. And to be, like, her weapon's cooked, don't get me wrong, like we saw Seiba destroy her weapon, but... Really? Osaragi, please. I wonder if they're... But, like, that's the thing. Unless they call her... And I'm not sure if... Like, does she have a phone on her? I'm not sure where she would keep it. But, like... She's probably just... I hope that isn't just her being removed from the rest of the arc. But then again, I guess... That's the thing. That's the unfortunate thing about none of the orphanage kids being on the level of the Order individually. You can't have Osaragi be an active part of this arc. You need to take her out earlier. Because, admittedly... Well, no, Gaku's already down. He's deleted. He's not on the team anymore. But you have the chairman and Nagumo, admittedly fatigued Nagumo, but a fresh chairman, up against Suzuki / Rion. Then you have Shishiba versus Kumanomi and Haruma. And he's holding his own on his own. And then Carolina Reaper's kind of just chill. We don't know what happened to him. I could have sworn he was in the 3v1. Like, I don't know where Carolina Reaper went. So, I guess maybe Carolina Reaper could run into Osaragi and they could have their battle, and then maybe that could have gone for a while. But other than that, like, if Osaragi were to show up here, Kumanomi and Haruma are not leaving this museum alive. They are not leaving the museum alive. So I understand why you gotta take her out of the plot, though that's unfortunate. I feel like Osaragi really hasn't had, like, a good proper fight since the Yotsumura arc. Because I was gonna say her fight against the, like, US assassin, but that was before the Yotsumura arc. And I do like her fight against the woman in the kimono that was with Yotsumura. I do really, really like that fight and what it does for Osaragi's character. But that's a hot minute ago now. Like, the whole Sakamoto's past arc happens in between that and now. Plus the build up to the museum arc, plus the museum arc, plus the whole Kamihite arc. Like, there's a bunch of stuff in between. So I was really hoping Osaragi would get an actual good fight. Because, like, once again, it runs into the we need to keep these characters alive issue. If Osaragi really want to smoke with SHIN and crew, it would have been done. So, like, we don't really get to see Osaragi, like, tweak out against them. But it looks like we aren't going to get to see her tweak out at all. Let's see. Let's take it up a notch. Huh? How do I deal with this? Bro's moving different. Uh-oh, what is he about to do? Uh-oh, I mentioned it earlier, bro got another shot put. So, like, that's what I don't... Why does he serve it? Like, notably, whenever he does another individual sports reference, it's always, like, just that. It's just the sport. Like, here, he's pitching. Here, he's using the discus. He doesn't, like, fuse sports like this. But, like, he very explicitly pulls out a shot put and then switches to volleyball. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a cool visual, and, like, it's a steel... I think it's a steel shot put. At least it's a metal shot put. And things hurt. Like, go up to your nearest metal object and just smack it full force. Don't do that. No, I did not endorse that. Please do not hurt yourself. But, with that being the case, go do that. It takes extreme amounts of durability to just smack it and have no issue. But I do kind of wish we got to see him. I just read what SHIN said, bro. If this works, I'm gonna freak out, bro. I'm gonna freak. Cause he's not even following. Once again, it kind of because he says line. You stepped on the line, but that doesn't. He's not even doing the right thing. He's not. He's legitimately not. It's like those are different. Like, that's not a volleyball. Gosh darn it. And, like, he's right though. Like, you're not supposed to step over a certain line when you're shot putting. But, like, that's not. I don't think you shot put like this. I really haven't done track in a long time, but I don't think track and field goes like this. Let's see. What does Haruma actually... Does he actually stop? Why? What? Like, once your gimmick starts to get in your way, how good is the gimmick actually? Like, where... Like, especially when the gimmick... I mean, I guess it adds an unorthodox... But honestly, it doesn't. It really... Like, notably, like I said, I haven't done track and field in years. But, like, I can recognize... And, like, volleyball in years longer than that. But I can recognize his form when he goes to shoot and goes to throw and goes to do all stuff like that. So, like... Is that really good? Is that a good gimmick to have at all? Like, Kumanomi, the magnets gimmick, it works. It works a whole lot because, like, it's super unpredictable and really, really hard to stop because Kumanomi is essentially never exposing herself to danger and can always put up good defensive walls. But, like, if you can be stopped like this, Haruma, how good are you really? Let's see. Oh, and he just barely tagged it. Oh, and SHIN dodged. Darn it! I screwed up. I stepped on the line and messed up my serve. No, my integrity. It's like, is he keeping points in his head? Twisted my ankle. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you landed all the way from a helicopter, but from your own... Well, I guess, you land funny on the ankle. You land funny on the ankle. Really? Uh-oh. Okay. Yo. I respect it. The FIFA World Cup with Jesus. I'm okay. And now I'm even more confused. World Cup. I'm thinking of football when I'm thinking World Cup. in soccer, but like whatever, whichever one you want to call it. Like that's what I was thinking of. How? Huh? The FIFA World Cup? Like at least when I think FIFA World Cup, because that's obviously what that's based off of, I think of football. What about the line? I'm even more, and he's using a shot put and a volleyball stance, and we're crediting Shin's knowledge of the line to football / soccer. What is happening right now? But let's see. And Shishiba wastes no time. Bro's like, oh, and he even used the back half of the hammer. So Haruma's likely gonna have a gash in his head. That's crazy. Oh, well, that's sweet. Nice work. Just a light little tap on the head. No, that's sweet. I like that. I like that. Haruma, quit mixing slaughter with sports. You're stronger when you fight normally.
Wait a minute. I've seen you somewhere before.
Huh?
Where did you grow up as a kid?
No. Don't tell me Shin was meant to be one of that. But no. Right? No, it actually is possible. I forget how old Shin's. He looks young, but he's actually... I don't think he's that much younger than Sakamoto and crew. I think he's younger, but I don't think he's that much younger. Like, he's an adult. Because I remember in the last chapter he said he's been, like, doing low-level assassin duty for, like, 7 years. So, like, he's... How old is Shin?
Let me see. Shin... Saka...
Not Sakahagi days. Sakamoto days. Please, Googler, come to me. Answer my wish.
Shin Asakura. How old are you, bucko?
Oh, he's 20. I forget when it was stated that the orphanage burned down. Or was closed. I forget which one it is. I really don't remember. But let's see.
Huh? Where'd you grow up as a kid?
Where? There he is. Yes. I don't know why I'm getting hyped. It's just the entrance. The entrance is fantastic. Once again, I know you're all gonna get sick and tired of me glazing, but welcome to That Guy with a Pencil. Where if there's one thing we know how to do, it's glaze. There is something about Sakamoto Days entrances. No matter who the character is, when they're done like this, they always look different. Like Yuto Suzuki Sensei always seems to put like an extra foot. Like, who is Carolina Reaper? Why do I know their name specifically, yet I kept struggling with Haruma? What is it about? There's nothing cool about this guy. I mean, he breathes fire. That's neat. I like dragons. Doesn't give him any street cred. He's done like literally nothing up to this point. But everything about the entrance, to the breaking through the ceiling, you see the pieces falling down, him landing with so much force that he literally splinters the ground and you see it shatter apart, Shin's hair raising, clairvoyant eyes blazing, the fear on his face and the confusion, and the deep squat. Like, notably, bro is basically parallel. You want to talk about squat depth? Carolina Reaper's got some squat depth right here. Like, bro is looking deep into it. It's just so good. And it's something, like, don't get me wrong, other manga have their entrances. JJK comes to mind, Four Knights comes to mind, My Hero Academia comes to mind. Like, in terms of just big, bad, Black Clover, they all come to mind with big, bombastic entrances. But for the, once again, of course, a lot of those other ones are going to have a leg up because they actually have an anime. But Suzuki Sensei with Sakamoto Days, due to their ability to manipulate the field of manga so well that it still feels like an anime in spite of reading a manga, their action is just that kinesthetic, that fluid. It's good stuff. It's good. It leads to this having way more impact when it's drawn by Suzuki Sensei than probably literally anyone else. And I still say it. I love Murata. I love the Record of Ragnarok mangaka, both of them. I love Akutami. But when it comes to fluid motion in every way you can do it, that's the thing. That's the big thing I'll give Suzuki Sensei over another fantastic action manga like Akutami, another fantastic action manga like mangaka. I keep saying manga. Another fantastic action mangaka like Nakaba Suzuki. Another fantastic action mangaka like the Record of Ragnarok mangakas. The utilization of clothes and the bagginess of said clothes in order to portray the force of motion, and especially the utilization of hair as well, sends it up. It sends it up beautifully. It adds extra things that I feel like other mangaka lack, because usually the clothes are either very, very form-fitting, meaning that the motion is either very loosely portrayed or sometimes not portrayed at all. Like, what comes to mind explicitly is like Record of Ragnarok. Like, who in Record of Ragnarok? I think we're gonna get one now, and in the second battle. I guess in a little bit of the first, there is definitely some loose baggy clothing, but even Record of Ragnarok, even Murata, and I know it sounds, I know I'm gonna be like, Murata? You're really saying Suzuki Sensei is a better action mangaka than Murata? I may. So with that being the case, the utilization of clothes to show motion is done to its peak. Like, I'm not sure how you could do better. like I'm not sure how you do better than what Suzuki Sensei does, and that's fantastic. Let's see what Carolina Reaper's about to cook. Quite literally, he's about to spit flames, and now now this is even more dangerous, because now we are getting the proper 3-on-1. Found you. I'll get you back for what you did to my little brother, Club Jam. Oh, that's right. Bro said, light it up, 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 light it up, light it up, up. Oh, yeah. I'm actually wondering how we're going to get, like, what explanation is going to be used here. Kuminomi is magnets. Shin's is just magic, I guess. I forget. They do explain Shin's too, but I forget how they explain Shin's ESP powers. Haruma just likes sports. Though, admittedly, that's interesting. That is interesting. I kind of did glaze over the fact that Kuminomi implies that Haruma sticking to the sports motif is actually nerfing him. She literally says you are stronger when you fight normally. What do you mean by that? So, like, this beast, this demon, this creature is like nerfing himself live on air for free? I mean, Kuminomi, don't talk, man. Let him stay nerfed. Well, let's see. So, yeah, I forgot Carolina Reaper and Club Jam related, but I guess that is like the big focal point. Maybe that's why I remember Carolina Reaper so well. Another guy? Uh-oh, Club Jam, what you cooking? Look who's here. Good day to you, money. You know what? I should have known. I should have known that bro was going to show up, because they covered where Osanagi was this chapter. I should have realized that Bucko was going to show up. But shout outs to though, admittedly, I'm interested to see how he cooks. I'm very interested to see how he cooks, because he's also not ordered here. So I wonder. It's going to be one order member plus two, maybe, I'm not even going to say low order members, like two non-order member tier characters. And I would say Shin is still most likely stronger than Amane. Well, with ESP, so maybe Amane is currently stronger since Shin's lacking ESP. But against 3 order hunter members, like, especially one that has motivation like Club Jam. Uh-oh, looks like Club Jam already got tagged though. It's just one after another.
Nice. This was getting to be more like a match. Let's line up.
Haruma said,
Kuminomi, I hear your suggestion. I respect your feedback. The answer, no.
Bro, still all about that. You know what? I mean, you gotta put some spice behind it. You gotta have some fun, right? Especially when you don't have a special ability of your own. You're next to a fire breather and a magnetism user. You gotta have some fun. You gotta have some motif. But let's see. Amane. Oh, and that's a clean slash across the back, too. That is a buttery one. Amane!
Sorry to keep you waiting.
That is way too deep for Amane. Sorry to keep you waiting. That feels like too high for Amane. I'm gonna stick with that one though, because there are what, 5 male characters here. I can only do so many voices. But let's see. I lost. Oh, and that's the end. All right, so we're just ending off here. To be continued. All right. W chapter. Admittedly, it does seem. You know what? I'll take it though. Because the only thing that does seem a little bit outlandish is, like, does Shin even take damage from it? Like, let me see. Let me look at Shin's forehead. He takes a little bit. Yeah, he took some damage. But, like, the only little weird thing this chapter seems extremely short. How many pages is this chapter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, only a 13-page chapter. Am I missing pages? A 13-page chapter from Suzuki Sensei. That's a rarity. I hope I'm not missing pages. Because that seems a little bit short for Suzuki Sensei. This chapter did feel like a little bit short. But the only thing I'll be like, wait a minute, what? Is the fact that Shin kind of just face tanks an attack that's clearly meant for Shishiba. Like, this one instance right here, where Shishiba clearly dodges it, Kubanomi was clearly aiming for Shishiba, and Shin just... and then immediately gets back up with seemingly no repercussions. Like, this is all the damage he takes. That's the only thing where I'll call a little bit of nonsense. But other than that, the chapter really doesn't, in a really good way, actually, doesn't necessarily have enough time for Shin to actually really start fighting the other two order members, because he gets saved by Shishiba initially when facing off against Haruma after he realizes he can't use ESP. Then he takes the one hit, and then he ends up baiting Haruma by making him play into his own gimmick, and then Shishiba combos off of that. And then Carolina Reaper shows up. Admittedly, it is impressive for Shin to have dodged Carolina Reaper this easily, and then Amane's coming in. So this is going to be a very interesting 3v3. I really just expected it was going to be a 2v2, but a 3v3? In this mindset, especially while our characters don't really have range, that's gonna be. This is basically a range group with powerful close-up abilities. Like fire is always useful close range, and magnets are always gonna be useful close or far range. But like, it's a bunch of zoners versus a bunch of close rangers when you really think about it, or like a mid range, I guess, in Amane with his 3-section staff, or I think it's a 4-section staff now. But like, yeah, it's 4-section. So, Amane, a mid-range fighter against a long-range, another long-range to mid-range, and another mid-range to long-range to close range. Like, Kadama can kind of do anything. So, I'm very, very interested, very, very excited. Suzuki Sensei, once again, we draw it for the second time. I don't know, ever since that one, it's just not been drawn the same. I'll have to investigate your shing. But, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave a rifle. Yeah, just a rifle. Leave a rifle in the comment section down below. As thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also want to become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include live reactions to every other series that I review, ad-free variations on all my videos, and if you become a $25 patron or a $25 member, the ability to order any video you want. Now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dagger the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Reconnor Plays, Red Wolf, 4765, Greyhound, and Akids Void. And I'd like to give another thank you to our $5 patrons, Victor, Sean, RNG Master, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Igneal, and Demix LNT. I'd like to give another thank you to our $7 members, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Sick Addiction, and Jan Tomas. I'd like to give another thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha and Joaquin. I'd like to give another thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give a hefty thank you to our $25 patron, Winter. I'd like to give another gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Steron. I'd like to give another humongous thank you to our $25 patron, EHAC1. I'd like to give another scrumdiddlyumptious thank you to our $25 patron, ChinaDoll09. I'd like to give a final and gargantuan thank you to our final $25 member, Calvin Elder.